It's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to another edition of Q&A with the Coach. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel wondering how do you submit a question for the next Q&A with the Coach, just leave your question in the comments down below or email me at ramseydewey@gmail.com. But first, big shout out to the channel sponsor, nogibjjgear.com. That's their name, and it's also their website, nogibjjgear.com. They make rash guards, spats, shorts, and other great training gear you can wear at the gym. It's awesome. I use it myself. And don't forget to use my code Ramsey10 for a 10% discount off everything they sell on their website. Now, on to the questions. Our next question comes from our friend Jack Daniels. Interesting screen name. Jack loves my videos. He's not able to train at the gym right now due to the pandemic. His gym is closed, so he wants to train at home. So his question is this: if you had to buy the bare minimum to put a personal gym in your home, what would you buy? The bare minimum? Nothing. Nothing. Fitness is free, my friend. Fitness is free. That is the bare minimum. Now, with that being said, exercise equipment is essentially, they are devices that help us focus. They are devices that give us structure. Because without structure, for many of us, it is difficult to put together a workout. We need a program. What kind of program works, I'm often asked. What kind of strength training program works to make me a better athlete? The program that you stick to works. So if you want to do starting strength, but you don't stick to it, it doesn't work. But if you stick to it, it works. It makes you stronger. If you want to do a strong lifts program, or you want to do the program you find in the New Rules of Lifting, which is awesome, but you don't follow it, it doesn't work. But if you follow it, it works. It makes you stronger. It makes you more athletic. So what works? The program that you do. But remember this, fitness is free. Now, you can get really bored doing a bunch of body weight exercises, day in and day out at home, especially when it comes to combat sports training. So you need some guidelines. That's going to be really helpful. The bare minimum. The single most important exercise for striking, outside of sparring, more important than bag work and mitt work and skip and rope and jogging and all this other stuff that fighters often do. As far as striking goes, shadow boxing. What equipment do you need for that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Shadow boxing is free. It's the single most important exercise you can do. Now, what makes it so important? If you shadow box with the context of experience, it becomes invaluable. If you are simply flinging random punches and kicks around and moving about at random, it's great to work up a good sweat. It won't make you worse at fighting, but it's not the most valuable use of your time. What else? Shadow wrestling for grapplers, same exact concept. Shadow wrestling, is that a real thing? Yeah, absolutely. It is a real thing. You can shadow wrestle. It looks weird. You ever see martial arts like Tai Chi, where they're doing all these weird motions that don't look like punches and kicks? It's because they're not punches and kicks, it's grappling. And that's generally the case with all these traditional martial arts forms, where it doesn't look like punches and kicks. It's not. It's grappling, it's hand fighting, it's all this other stuff that happens in a fight besides striking. So shadow wrestling, big deal. It's a very important thing for grapplers. But you probably want to buy a piece of equipment to keep you occupied. Get a double end bag. It's cheap. It's super useful. It's a piece of equipment I highly recommend. I use it on a daily basis. It does a lot of great stuff for you, mostly because it is a moving target. Now, there are a bunch of hand fighting patterns. You can do most of the major hand fighting patterns you do on a speed bag. You can do a number of things you can't do on a speed bag with a double end bag. But the first thing you'll notice is it moves. And because it moves, you have to focus differently. You have to move differently in order to hit it. kind of like fighting a real person, because a real person moves. And you have to establish a very specific rhythm, kind of like fighting a real person. You got to hit it when it comes toward you, as opposed to when it's running away from you, which is exactly how a real fight works. You hit the guy when he comes in, as opposed to when he's running away. So the double end bag can teach you a lot of great things. Another thing, it bounces back, so it helps to check yourself. If you're standing straight in the center, boom, you'll get bopped on the head or slapped in the nose with that bag, so it helps you to move off the line after you strike. So great habits can be developed for that. They're really cheap. The only thing you need is an anchor point in the ceiling to hang up a bungee cord from, and an anchor point or a weight on the ground to hang the other end of the bungee cord. You can also hang it horizontally. When you do that, it's called a kangaroo bag. Yeah, I love the kangaroo bag. It's a fascinating variation of the double end bag. It allows you to work uppercuts in there, basically emulate the rope drill while you are, bobbing and weaving while you are working the bag at the same time, and just work different angles. You can actually hang up a double end bag on diagonals as well. You can hang it at a slight incline or decline, so you can work uppercuts and shovel hooks and do shoe shines and things like that differently than you would if it was perfectly vertical. So the double end bag is an awesome piece of equipment. So go get one or go make one. If you want to know how to make one, go check out the Punch Professor. Man, the Punch Professor, I love that dude. He's got a great channel, and he's got these great tutorials about how to build your own equipment, including how to make your own double end bag. A really nice one too. So go check that out. I'll put a link in the description to the Punch Professor's video on how to make your own double end bag. It's awesome. Go show that man some love. One of my favorite guys on YouTube. So that's the bare minimum. As far as weights, if you want bare minimum, get yourself a kettlebell. Why a kettlebell? Because with a fairly small weight, you can create a whole bunch of very versatile workouts that can make you very strong, increase your muscular endurance, and has a lot of direct crossover to combat sports, especially grappling. So kettlebell swings, double-handed swings, single-handed swings, kettlebell snatches, kettlebell cleans and presses, windmills, all of these other exercises you can learn using kettlebells. Get-ups, man, the Turkish get-up with the kettlebell is a fantastic exercise. That one will make you strong throughout your whole entire body. It's not one of those beach muscle exercises. It's one of those functional mat strength type of exercises. So yeah, if you could just have, say, 2 pieces of equipment, get yourself a double end bag and a kettlebell. Now, if you could have a little bit more, sure, a heavy bag. The problem with a heavy bag that most people have is they don't have anywhere to hang it. Now, some people do. If you got, I don't know, a swing set out in the backyard your kids play on, you can hang one up out there. If you got rafters in a garage or a basement or something like that, you can put an eye bolt in the rafters and hang it up there. But a lot of people rent apartments that don't have the structural integrity required to hang up heavy bags, and so they think, should I get one of those like Wave Master standing bags? And maybe I've used those. I used to own 3 of them back when I opened up my first gym in the US, and I ended up breaking all of them at one point. So they're not the sturdiest. The Wavemaster XXL is probably the best of the freestanding bags. It's big, it's tall, it takes up the same amount of floor space as the smaller versions, it's just taller. So if space is a problem, just get the bigger one, because it's basically the same size anyway, but it offers more utility because you can work low kicks and everything in between all the way up to high kicks, and you don't have to make any adjustments. Now, yeah, what else? If you like skipping rope, get yourself a skipping rope. If you don't have one, buy one. They're not expensive. If you're super poor, go check out Jack Dempsey's book, which you can read for free online. It's public domain, and he'll teach you how to make your own, as well as a bunch of other great how-to tutorials on how to make your own training equipment. Anyway, if you have more questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.